What's up, everybody? This is Brad, and I wanted to talk to you guys today about something I came across last week. For those of you who don't know, I'm kind of working on putting together my own home arcade. It's a very slow process, and right now I kind of consider it to be in the conceptual stage. So it's a work in progress and will be for a good bit. But I've kind of become really fascinated with this idea though, and I've been looking out trying to find different things I could put in my arcade that would make it unique and something I feel would be special. And for me, like the main game here, the biggest source of what I want to put in my arcade has been the arcade one-up machines, the three-quarter scale cabinets that you set up on risers. I think those are perfect for what I'm looking to do. I know that there's a lot of criticism out there for the company and everything, and I think that some of those are definitely valid. But for me personally, I'm not trying to get that true, authentic arcade feeling or anything. I just want to have something that reminds me of an arcade and looks kind of cool. And, it doesn't have to be the real deal. And so I'm willing to look at various areas to see, what all kind of things are out there. Looking for any kind of potential competition or anything to complement the one-up, since Arcade One-Up pretty much is the only company selling you a variety of cabinets instead of just like one or two. AtGames has their Legends Ultimate and Legends Ultimate Mini, which are just, the Mini is just sort of like a one-player version of the main one. There's the MVSX, which, is, it's that's there's no other variant of that. And so that led me to looking around specifically for more three-quarter scale cabinets, and that's when I found this, the iconic arcade. And I believe this cabinet is from I want to say it's a company from Germany. I'm not exactly sure. I guess I can look that up real fast. It might be. Anyway, just through a search on YouTube, you search Iconic Arcade. There's only like 4 videos about this thing, which surprised me. It's apparently only popped up within the last few months. Ironically enough, it was only like I think this thing kind of came out around 2 months ago, which is or 2 or 3 months ago, which is about the time that iiRcade went out of business. I think I talked about this before. I found out about the iiRcade 2 months after after that company shut down. So horrible timing on my part. But the thing that's interesting about this, and I'll go through the big one in a minute, is again, this is a three-quarter scale cabinet. It's about the same size as the arcade one-ups when they're up on their risers. So it would fit in perfectly next to like one of the Street Fighter or Pac-Man cabinets that arcade one-up releases. But the thing is, this one's supposed to come with 1,000 games already on it, as well as you can connect your Steam account to it and everything. Now, the 1,000 games on here, that's a lot of games. So, and it's very interesting which games they've specifically listed. They've got Doom, He-Man, Super Mario War, Classic Kong, Halo 2600, Wolfenstein 3D. There's a lot of games. There's a lot of interesting things. I think there's even a Zelda game listed here, which should kind of tell you right off the bat the fact that one of the games is like Super Mario War. I didn't know what that was. I looked it up. It's a fan-made game. So this cabinet seems like it's going to be loaded down with bootleg games and possibly free fan games that people have put out online over the years. Now, that could be, now some people may not care for bootleg games and stuff like that, but I think that having 1,000 random free games and bootlegs on a cabinet already installed, I think gives this thing a little bit of character. one of the videos I watched, it was like 4 home arcade guys talking about this thing, and they say that the artwork is atrocious for it. It's very generic, very stock. But I do think the bright purple sort of pinkish red color of the lights on it, it stands out. I mean, again, it's a very basic design, but I kind of don't care. I mean, that's just me. And I think this thing is it's like the MVSX. It's a countercade that you set up on a platform to bring it up to that, somewhere between 5 and 6 feet tall, which is perfect height for me. I've said this before about the arcade 1-ups. Like the standard arcade 1-up on a riser comes up to usually somewhere around 60 inches tall, maybe about 62, 63 inches. And that's perfect height for me. I'm like a hair under 6 feet tall, so I can walk up to this thing, and it's just, it feels comfortable to stand at these things and to play them. But going back to the games, like I wouldn't mind having this in my arcade as the bootleg cabinet, affectionately called the bootleg cabinet, whereas you got arcade 1-ups got all these different licensed games with these different licensed cabinets and everything like that, and those are great. I love that they're like arcade 1-up again is the one company selling you multiple cabinets with all the great artwork and everything. To have another company out there selling you 1,000 games on a very generic cabinet, but it's also a bunch of like fan-made builds and bootlegs, but you also can add games to it. I think that's also kind of like I think this kind of borrows from the AtGames one, where you can easily add your own games to this one too. So, and the Steam connection is interesting. But the most interesting thing about this is how you get it. Where do you buy this thing from? Apparently, if you're in Europe, you can order it directly from their site. But if you want it in the US or in Canada, you got to order it through GameStop. Now, that's an interesting, situation there. That GameStop is going to be selling this thing. And it also will sell you just the countercade itself, I think. And a... hang on, I got it pulled up here for myself. I'm not going to put it on screen. But you can order like the control deck for it. I don't know what the difference is there. But it comes, I guess that's the thing itself, and you order the control deck. It's got the system itself in it. You get that without the monitor, without the platform, anything else. And you can order the stool, which all of these come. The MVSX comes with a stool, and it looks just like the arcade 1-up stools and everything. I think these are pretty basic. So you pretty much just slap your own little logo design on it. I mean, that's fine. I'm kind of take it or leave it with the stools. Like they're kind of cool, and like if you don't want to stand, your feet hurt and your back hurt, and you want people who come to your arcade, and maybe sometimes you yourself, maybe you don't feel like standing up to play a game. Maybe you want to sit down. I mean, I guess I wouldn't mind to have them. And then if you ever had folks over and you needed room so everybody could get around, you could just put the stools away or something. I don't know. But I don't hate the stools or anything, but that's what you can get from GameStop for this thing. You can either get the full cabinet, it's running you $599.99, so $600. The stool $799.99, $80, or just the console itself at $299.99, $300. So, which that's how I pronounce prices. If something says $599.99, I'm just gonna say $600. But yeah, this is interesting to see. Like, I want more home arcade stuff like this. It would be nice to get some more licensed products, stuff like that. And it still annoys me that Nintendo, is sitting on some of the most iconic and, and interesting arcade games themselves, but have not tried to get into this part of the gaming industry at all. Like, I can't believe they're not. I've talked about this again, too. Like, I keep saying that. But, like, how are they not selling Donkey Kong cabinets for people at home? Like, how did they not see? Because Arcade 1-Up kind of rose real fast. And how they didn't either jump to, like, say, oh, you want these cheap cabinets? We'll give you a Donkey Kong cabinet and it'll be better quality. Or it'll be full size. You can own it for $800 or something like that. People would have jumped on that. So, I don't know. It just seems like, I think it's a missed opportunity from Nintendo. Not that they really need, to make any extra money. But I would have liked to have seen that just to have as options for my arcade. But anyway, what do you guys think about the iconic arcade? Nobody's really talking about it. So I thought I would. I thought it was a cool thing to see when I came across it. Again, whether or not people would be excited for a bootleg cabinet, I can't really speak to. But a lot of these things seem like their strength is in their modding potential. That it doesn't seem to be overly complicated to modify these things. So maybe this will be the next big thing there, the next big customizable cabinet. Who knows? It's still not out yet. At the time of recording, you can only pre-order it. So we'll just have to see what people say and if this thing is any good or not. But I think it might be something to keep an eye on. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Check out my other videos if you would. And let's hope that the iconic arcade can at least somewhat live up to its name. Appreciate you for watching. I'm out of here.